Alright, so the best way I've found to get the proper size for the new screen frame you want to build is more than likely you're going to have another matching window in the house. That way you can go to that window, see where the measurements are taken from, how does that screen fit in there, measure the width, the height. Even if the window that you're working on is a different size, as long as it's a matching window, you can see where the measurements were taken from so that you can come up with the right sizes to build your new frame. Alright, so here we are looking at this tape measure. I wanted to show you how to find the proper length to each side of your frame. But before we do that, I wanted to quickly mention that if you have another good screen frame in the house to another window, you should go ahead and remove that screen frame so that you can see how to build it. So do you have springs on the top? Do you have springs on the side? Where are the pull tabs? You're going to want to know those kind of things so you can build your new one as close to that as possible. Alright, so to find the length of each side of your frame, you're going to want to build it from the total width. So my total width is 33 1/4, and the length of each side of that metal is going to be 33 1/4 minus 2 widths of these. So if you're not very good at math like me, just put the end of the tape measure on 33 1/4 right there, and then minus 2 widths is 31 13/16. Alright, so this is our width measurement. I've got a mark here at 31 13/16, so I need 2 of those. I'm just going to use an old hacksaw to cut it. Just make sure it's pretty straight. Alright, so I got my 2 cut for the width. Now I need to make 2 more for my height. And my total height is 17 1/8. That's what I want the outside measurement of the frame to be. And then that's going to be minus 2 widths of the track. So 17 1/8 minus 2 widths is 15 11/16. So I'm going to make 2 of those. Alright, so I got my heights cut, my 2 heights. Now what you should do is when you get them both cut, set them up like this and kind of verify that they're just about exactly the same length. And I also did the same thing with my 2 widths right here. I made those exactly the same length. That'll keep your frame square. So all we got to do is very simple. Take your corner pieces. You get these from the hardware store. They come in a kit of 4. And just push them together. Alright, got the bottom done. Now the top gets these springs on mine, and they just slip in just like so. Nothing to it, and then we add the corner bracket after that. There we go. Alright, so we got our frame built. Now at this point, you'll probably want to take this back to your window to make sure it fits before you put the screen in and go through all that and then find out it doesn't fit. I have just test fitted this and it fits just fine, so we can go ahead and proceed. If you're finding any value in this video, please click that like button below and subscribe to this channel. I come out with videos like this as often as I can. Okay, so back to the video. Alright, so here comes the fun part. Put the screen in. Now of course, if you're working with an old screen and you've got the frame and you just want to replace the screen, you'll just need to take a small screwdriver and kind of gouge in there, find the end of the spline. You know, it's going to end somewhere, and go ahead and gouge that screwdriver in there to get it started, and then just pull it out all the way around and pull the screen out, and then now you're back to this point that I'm at now. So I've got the screen kind of laid out on top of the frame. I've got these batteries on each end to kind of weight it down to hold things stable so they don't move. If you have the old spline, you can reuse it sometimes. If you can't, maybe take it to the store and match it up so you get the right size spline. There are different kinds, okay? And I like to use a tool that looks like this. This is a cheap version of it. And this has got a wheel with a groove in it, and that groove is kind of a concave groove where you can put your fingernail in there. The other side goes the other way, but I like to use this side because it kind of conforms to the spline and it pushes it down in there. So real simple. I'm not too concerned with wrinkles here on our first row. Just use that and push that in there. Notice I haven't cut the screen at all yet. Just like that. And you might be able to use a screwdriver to help it go into the corner. Now at this point, you might want to start pulling out some of the wrinkles, if you've got any, which you probably do. You can even kind of pull that with your hand before you go around the corner with it. Now there's no rule that says you can't pull your spline back out if you do get wrinkles in there, so keep that in mind. All right, we're on the home stretch now. Now notice as I pushed it down, a lot of the wrinkles that looked like they were going to be in there kind of worked themselves out. So I'm holding a little bit of pressure here on the outside of the frame, and that should pull those wrinkles out. All right, so remember I said you could pull the spline back out if you made a mistake? Well, here we are. I made a mistake. I forgot to put the pull tab in. It just goes right here in the groove. So I pulled the spline back out so we could fix that. One thing I wanted to mention is when you're on that last row, the last leg, don't pull the screen so tight. You know, you want it to have some pressure there, but not so much pressure that you're going to squeeze these in because, you know, you'll have a big bow here and it'll look terrible when you put it in the window. You'll see it from the outside. So just a tip right there. So yeah, we'll put these in. They just go in the track. Just like so. All right, so kind of hold the knife up like this at about a 45-degree angle. And just make sure you don't hold it down low so that you're going to cut into the screen right here. You do not want to do that. You'll have to do it all over again. Just keep it up at a steep angle like that. Like so. I'm going to do that all the way around and we'll be right back. All right, so I think that came out pretty good. That's how I rebuild a screen from scratch. Here's a shot of it in the window. Looks really good. All right, so I hope this video has been helpful for you. Thanks for watching.